to another TerranScapes video. The coloring on these pieces is a little off. I'm just going to say that up front, just because the camera seems to pick up white and then yellow it as a response. Maybe it's the incandescent lighting I'm using for video, but if I use fluorescent lights, it seems to cast this revolving flicker across the screen as a result of the fluorescent lights, which flicker on and off at a microsecond, so you can't see it visually, but the camera picks it up. So I'm going to leave it yellow. These are cast in bright white. Probably is okay for this piece, but if anybody has any tips on how to get a Sony Bloggy to color correct a little bit better, I would be happy to listen to those so that I can fix it for future videos. But for right now, I just wanted to show you a very brief video on a product I'm going to put up on the site. I didn't originally plan on making this as a release on its own, but I had some requests after I did the last sandbags, which were the standalone pieces. I had some requests for individual sandbags for trench tops, and you can't really model those correctly, because if you try to stack individual bags that have been cast by themselves, what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with roundish bags that will sit, on top of each other, and you're going to end up with these gaps underneath. And so this is, I think, why most people don't offer individual sandbags for sale for people who want to do trench tops. And quite a while back, when I did a modular board set that featured some sunken trenches into the boards with sandbag tops, I actually made these pieces and then set up a mold for them so I could cast them so that I could do trench boards. And I've been planning for probably the better part of a year to actually do trench boards using these pieces, but I just haven't gotten to it. So based on a request that I offer these for sale as they are, I thought I would put them out and give you a chance to purchase these if you want to make your own trench boards, and show you a little bit about how they work and some of the pieces that are available. So each of these is cast basically a sloped profile to show like the soil piled up to the top of the trench with a row of sandbags along the top. Now the back is unfinished. I didn't put in any wood backing or corrugated iron, as I didn't want to restrict their use when I made them for myself to a particular type of backing for the trench, as different time periods are going to have different kinds of materials used in different settings. So instead I just left this blank, and then I made a few in a variety of sizes. So this one is, I think, 3 inches long. I have several, yeah, that's right. I have several that are an inch. Let's see if I can bring that up so you can see it. 1.5 inches long. You get, let's see, I think you get 3 of those. Then, let's see, 4, 5 of those, I think. Let me see, wait a minute. I can count. 4 of those. There we go. 2 1-inch sections. Ooh, there we go. Focus that. Then I made 2 corner pieces for the corners of trenches. I made 2 45-degree pieces, and then I made some connecting pieces that go along with it. A 45-degree connector and 2 90-degree connectors. So what this allows you to do is, by purchasing multiples of these casts, and as long as you make your trenches in equal 1-inch to 1.5-inch dimensions, you should, this is a 1-inch basically side here. These are 1/2-inch sides here. You can lay these out on the top relatively quickly, and you see, you get a pretty tight seam, but this is obviously going to show this was not intended to be used exactly as this. I then went in, just ran a very light bead of spackle over these, and then I applied sand with a little PVA glue over the tops, and then you can't see these seams at all. Same on the back. Once you apply them to the board, then you're able to back these however you want and hide that seam, and you get a very nice realistic trench top. I did these quite a while ago, so they are much better than my original sandbags, which I was mentioning I did when I pretty much almost first started TerranScapes, but they're just a tinge under quality level of the ones that I most recently released. But still, you can see, let me focus. See if I can get, there we go. But you can see I've added in seams to the bags. I've added in some more dynamic bag placements, and when you line them up, you're going to end up with some spots that might have a little bit of a gap between the bags, pretty small. Obviously, I didn't want to sand bags in half and then try to have all of those match up to all the individual pieces. That's just pretty hard to do and a little bit probably impractical, as no matter how tight I got it, you're still going to see a gap between the bags, which would then be even harder to fill. So what I did is I ended up leaving it like this, and then I thought it was kind of realistic. You could have smaller little gaps where people could, you know, place sniper rifles through, or you could even model up just a couple sandbags of your own using some green stuff to fill in some of those gaps, and even if you wanted to vary the height. But this takes the 98% of the labor out of doing trench tops for you, as if you know, if you're going to have 2-3 linear feet of trench tops, you're looking at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sandbags to individually sculpt, which is really beyond the time constraints and perhaps even the modeling technique of most tabletop war gamers. So this gives you a different kind of option that you could purchase to be able to get that kind of a setup on your table a lot quicker. So just to give you a sense of the overall length, these are, so we got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. So you're getting roughly about a foot of linear distance for your trench with each cast, and I'm going to put this up as a single. This is all from a single mold, so I'll be able to cast this all at once, and these will probably also be relatively inexpensive. I'm not going to offer them painted. I'm not going to offer them in any way other than just as a raw cast, similar to the way I do with the Hearst Arts cast. So this way you can get them in your hands at a relatively inexpensive price, and later, hopefully, hopefully, I will be doing a trench board to add to the sort of Ashland board set that I did before, and you'll be able to see, be able to purchase these as a finished product as part of a trench set, and those will be probably released sometime later this year. I'm not going to put any time frame on it, as I really have no way of predicting when I might get those out. Anyway, if you want to take a look at these pieces with some close-up photos, you want to see the board that I originally did that I designed these for, and you want to see pricing, you can visit TerranScapes.com. These will be listed on the new release page, and that'll have a link to the page that goes to the price page, as well as there'll be a picture in that picture collage that I do for every piece I release that shows one option for how it might look finished depending on your skill level and your interest in how you want them to finish. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, I appreciate comments under the video down below. People who've given me feedback have really given me some great directions to move on how to develop new pieces for TerranScapes. And of course, if you want to contact me, you can use the contact page at TerranScapes.com, or you can email me at mike@TerranScapes.com. Either of those are great ways to reach me. So I hope you enjoyed, and happy gaming. Talk to you later.